And good evening, sports fans. And we're not from the center of the sports universe, but we're on our own. Coach Griffin is over at lacrosse practice. Coach DeMAsi's home, sitting in his den. It's the Coach and AD on the Call of DeMAsi Sports Report. It's Wednesday Night Live. It's your midweek update right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Remember, it's presented every week by Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt. It's all sports, all local, all the time. Chad, how's it going?
It's going good, man. I'm staying inside the car, so I'm staying out of the gnats because it's that perfect gnat temperature where it's about 74 degrees. So I'm glad we're doing this, and I'm inside. That's for sure.
That's all that matters. You're inside. You're staying nice and cool, and you don't have to get bitten by the gnats. So hey, you got to love that. So
without a doubt, man. I know we're not on the top of the TEEPEE tonight. With the Braves game going on, they had a little bit different setup there, so that's why we're not at Coach's Corner.
And speaking about Coach's Corner, let me get my events page up. Remember, right now at Coach's Corner, the TEEPEE's up, the Tomahawk is chopping, and they're having a good time at the TEEPEE on top of Coach's Corner, and it's Braves for Becca. That's right, they're raising money for a worker at Coach's Corner who. Young girl, 38 years old, 35, I don't know, but she's in her 30s and she got a stroke, Becker Spears, and they're trying to raise $30,000 to help the family with fixing up the house because she can't do anything on her own, medical costs. And I did this last week, Chad. I know you can't rub it today, but it's coming back quick. I had my head shaved for $500 for Braves for Becca. We gotta get Chad Griffin $1,000 so he gets a Tomahawk. Hey, from what they tell me, Chad, they're about $200 away.
So, hey, $200 more, and we could do it next Wednesday live from there. If we can get there, that'd be almost $1,000. That's what we got to have. So, and I'm in debt. I've not cut my hair now for 3 weeks because I've been waiting to get it cut. With someone getting us to that $1,000. So. Hey, I've held off, so someone gets in there, a couple $100 in the pot there, and we get to 1,000 next Wednesday night. I'll get my people and we'll take it off.
And just so you know, besides the Braves game that's going on right now at Coach's Corner, and it's the end of the first quarter with the Dodgers winning 12-0. No, it's not even the end of the second inning. The Dodgers are winning 12-0. Hey, they close played first base. Mookie Betts beat out a hit. A couple of errors, a couple of long balls, a couple of walks, and we've gone through 2 pitches. So, it's going to be a long night for the Braves. So we'll just hang in there and watch them. So, and don't forget, it's Wednesday night. So Pub Star Trivia's at Coach's Corner. Friday night, we have Tell Scarlet in the Sound Garden. Saturdays are all reserved now for football, but there's a big event going on from 11 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. It's called the Becca Bash. Like I said, John Henderson, Adele Henderson, the crew at Coach's Corner is trying to raise $30,000. There'll be food. There'll be bands all day. There'll be football. Coach and the AD will kick it off at 9 o'clock with our show. So get out there for the Becca Bash. And, of course, it's all football. Saturday night, Bama taking on the Dogs. So without the man himself, the coach came down with coronavirus. Did you hear that today, Chad?
No, man. I've been out coaching girls flag football. I've not looked on anything. So tell me about it.
Nick Saban, COVID-19 positive.
Wow. If there's ever a time for Kirby Smart to do it, here we are.
So that's what we got going over at Coach's Corner all weekend long. It's the Becca Bash, Braves baseball, TP watch, the Dogs football. Hey, but we're into the 7th week of football already, which is amazing. And Savannah Christian's off to a great start. This young man came on earlier when we did the coaches' football accounts. We talked about going into a season with COVID-19. He's joining us now on the Coach's Corner hotline, which is all part of the center of the universe on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. And that's, of course, the man himself, the head coach of Savannah Christian, Baker Woodward. Coach, great to have you on.
Oh, man, thanks for having me, Karl and Chad. It's always a pleasure to be here.
So you watching the football game on TV to play with a baseball?
No, I'm not really watching any football right now. We had practice earlier today because the guys had the SAT, and we've been out in the yard Ford and Austin and Brooks and Darcy. We've been out and playing in the yard right now, and we're about to have, like I said earlier, about to have taco night here. So that's all I'm doing right now.
Hey,
being a dad, man, that's the greatest part of it is when you get to be a dad and sit back and enjoy those moments. And so you are. I guess my next question is, whatever meat is being cooked, did you kill it?
No, I did not. This one came from Sam's, man. It's just hamburger Sam's, and we're just happy to be. We actually had practice earlier today, and it was nice to get home when the sun is still out. So that was good today.
Well, you're the hunting and fishing man now, and before we get into Raider football, which I know you want to talk about, they don't know that they can go to a YouTube channel with all your little tricks about bass fishing and fishing in the area. Are you going to get into the hunting too now?
No, I mean, I've always, I guess it's from my mom's side of the family, but I've always enjoyed hunting. I never really did any till I was probably in college. And, I've got friends that I played football with, Daniel Grassi, Nick Grassi, and Craig Thomas, that we played football together. But then, we got to college, we started hunting on the weekends, and we just kind of continued that. And, we have a group text that we probably talk every single day. And it's a big weekend this weekend because it's opening a rifle season, and everybody's going to be there. And, of course, we got to take care of business first with football. But on Saturday afternoon, I'm probably going to take Ford, and we're going to head to the hunting club and hang out with those guys.
Well, Baker, talk about the fishing aspect. Tell people about your YouTube channel and how that got started. And basically how it's kind of a little bit blown up here. Talk about your YouTube channel and bass fishing. How you got into that?
Yeah,
Baker, we're not talking about pigskin yet. We want to know about fishing and hunting.
I will tell you this: it is not. That's false information. It is not blown up by any means. But no, I mean, I started a YouTube channel really for our St. Augustine vacation because YouTube's got unlimited space, and so instead of keeping everything on a file or a hard drive, I put it on YouTube and our family vacations just so we could look back and see that. And then, of course, we got into fishing. Ford's really into fishing, too. So we started this little putting fishing videos on there. And, a couple people watching. But I tell you what's crazy is I put a crossbow hunting video on there. And that's been my most popular video. It's 4 minutes long. And it's just me watching a little deer out there eating corn, and nothing even happens. But 1,300 people watched it for some reason. And so, but no, it's fun. We enjoy it. But the main reason we started it was, Darcy and I, we could go back and look at the channel and see our vacations that we take every summer to St. Augustine, Florida. So it's good. YouTube's awesome. It's got unlimited storage, and you can find out anything you need to know about doing anything on YouTube.
Well, you got some of your special fishing spots. Are those secrets, or you don't mind giving them out anymore?
No, I tell you, they're not secrets. At pretty much every place that I fish at, besides one or two, are public places. But Savannah Christian takes care of me. That's the best place to work. It's 250 acres there. There's wildlife there. There's places to fish there, and so I've got my spots out there, and thankfully Dr. Harmon allows me to fish out there sometimes, and it's just it's a great place to work. It's a great campus, and just the most beautiful campus in Savannah.
And there's a lot of fish there too, I hear.
There is, but there's also a lot of high school boys, and so there it's pretty heavily fished there for sure.
Baker, as we transition into football here, you guys are off to a terrific start once again. Talk about how quick the year started. As I know it seems slow because season got pushed back with COVID, but man, it seems like once that first game hit, the season has been on fast forward, and we're here in week 7. Talk about how quick you felt like the season has gone from when games have started up to now.
Yeah, I mean, of course, June 8th was when we started workouts, and, we never felt like it was ever going to get here because, football has become the sport that started so early. And till this year, it was pushed back. I remember when I was a senior in high school, and it was always, September 4th, man, we're playing Country Day, September 4th. That's our first game. I remember that as a senior. And, now we've started the season so much earlier, but it was kind of refreshing this year to start it later, even though the circumstances weren't good. But it was great to start it later. And then, of course, for us, and Calvary's in the same boat, Country Day's in the same boat, but it was really hard to get games this year because we are a 4-team region, and so you're scheduling 7 non-region games. And the way it worked out for us is that we are playing 7 games in a row without a bye week, and we don't have a bye week until next week. And so, it got here a little late, but now it's just been fast forward. I mean, it's a game every single week, and I'm kind of thankful we never played that scrimmage against Savannah High, because that, First Presbyterian this week would have been our 8th game in a row. And that's tough. I don't care who you are. I don't care how many, players you got. And we're fortunate enough to have more players than we've had the last 2 years, but we're still only sitting at like low 40s on players. And so 7 weeks in a row without a bye is a very very tough to do. And thankfully, we've had not thankfully, but we've had a few injuries, but thankfully we still have all our starters besides 1 or 2. So.
And you got a bunch of guys that have really been standing out. Futch and Anderson and Brown and Robichaud. Tell us about the kids that are coming back. Tell us about your senior group that's been leading you guys. I know it's been tough playing all those games in a row. You'll have one more, and then you get a break before you go into your 3 region games. So tell us about the kids.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have 26 people on our team are freshmen and sophomores, but our senior class, we have 9 seniors. And they've done a great job. It all starts with our quarterback and our offensive line. Spencer Robichaud has had a great year. I think I looked on MaxPrep. Someone sent me a stat that he is number 1 in single A private with all-purpose yards. And so that's a big accomplishment. And one thing that's impressive about Spencer is he'll tell you he has not, in some games, played his absolute best. And so, he's still hungry to get better and be better. And I think on the defensive side of the ball, Bradley Anderson, he's kind of our anchor. I mean, he's a 6'3.5", 30 on the ACT, really good grades, really smart, can get us in some great situations defensively. I mean, he had 16 tackles the other night against Mount DeSales, but he's done a great job. And of course, offensive line is big. Justin McGinnis, Garrett Perry, and James Stevens are 3 seniors that not only play on the offensive side of the ball, but they've had to start both ways for us, probably in about 60-70% of our games. And so that's tough on those guys, but they've done a great job leading our team. Even though we don't have that many seniors, the seniors that we do have are just instrumental in what we're trying to do offensively and defensively. And Cameron Powell, I got to mention Cameron Powell. He's a senior too. He's on that defensive line, and he broke his hand this year, and then had stomach issues all year, and ended up figuring out they got to remove his gallbladder. So we just got him back this past week, and he can only play a couple of snaps. And so, but our seniors, man, they've overcome adversity. They just bought into what we're talking about being the most resilient team, and couldn't be prouder of those guys. I mean, I know I'm missing some, like Blake Brown, who's a 3-year starter at corner, and we break it down on Blake every day. He brings energy. And he's a great leader, and we're very proud of what he's doing in our defensive secondary, and just overall our seniors have really done a great job, leading our football team. And Jordan Hoffman, I have to say, George Futch is great. He's going to require some double teams, just because of how good he is at receiver. But what takes the pressure off is Jordan Hoffman. I mean, he's a 6'4", tight end hybrid type guy that, his first year playing high school football was last year, and he's come on strong, and he's done a great job. And even though the ball doesn't go his way a lot of the times because it's going to other people, never complains, just blocks, does his job, and has been a great leader for us.
Baker is like I said, you guys are off to a tremendous start this year. and you're just carrying there with that momentum. You talk about how the leadership is being so important in that, and the culture you guys have created. But talk about your coaching staff as well. Some of the guys, Walsh is a guy is like instant energy. It seems like you watch him on the sidelines, the kids feed off of him. It seems like you got a great balance of a coaching staff. So talk about your coaching staff some, and what they bring to your program each and every day. You as the head guy, you're leading it, you're calling the plays, but it seems like a great coaching staff. They just, is a great balance of guys that just fit right. Seem to have the right fit for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe in a good football program, you got to have coaches that have different personalities. And, I always joke with Walsh. I always tell the kids, I threaten the kids all the time. I said, listen, one day I'm not going to come to practice and Walsh is going to be in charge of conditioning and running you guys. And, you'll be grateful that I'm here, because I think every coaching staff have the good cop, bad cop. And I'm not saying Walsh is the bad cop, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, he's a defensive guy. He's a defensive coordinator, and he doesn't play around, and that's why I hired him. I mean, he's a great guy, and not only that, he's an even better man. He's a godly man, and he works extremely hard. And every week he has a defensive game plan that he's not accepting anything but their best. And that's the key in a good coach. And, we don't just have Coach Walsh. We have a great staff. We have Coach Anderson, Johnny Anderson, who's been coaching just as long as I have. And he coaches our defensive line, and he grades those guys harshly. And he's a great technique sound guy. And he does just a tremendous job. And he's a great person. Every single one of our coaches are men of God. And I appreciate that. And they're, some are these stern guys that are no nonsense. And then you got Coach Anderson, who's going to put his arm around you and love on you and just start conversations with you. And then you got Coach Bell, and another guy that's just, I'd always laugh with him about, running backs. I said, I've never had an actual running back coach that was actually a running back and did it at a high level. And, and Coach Bell does that. I mean, he can move, he can run, and he is by far, I don't want to be tooting his horn too much because I don't want to lose him to other people, because he is the best running back coach, I'm going to tell you, around here. You can look from last year, our starting running back, Marquell Brown, fumbled the ball one time. And that probably is in 2 years. And so that just goes to show you what an emphasis Coach Bell brings on ball security. And he also doubles as one of our staff that coaches both sides of the ball. He also coaches our secondary. And then we have the Wombles, who's Kempy and Caleb Womble. They're pastors at the Seed Church. Kempy's associate pastor, and Caleb is the youth pastor, and they handle just offensive line. And their job is to basically be as hard as they can on the boys and create the most physical offensive line that they can possibly create. And they've done a great job. And Caleb also doubles as our team chaplain. So every Friday before the game, he's doing the devotion most of the times. And then we have Charlie Warren. Charlie Warren had just a major head injury last year. Couldn't coach, and he's come back from that. He's battled back from this, almost died, and but he's came back, and he asked if he could come out and coach, and we were glad to have him, and he's there. He's just he's like the grandfather of the team, and what he brings, it may not always be drill related. It may not always be offensive line, defensive line drills, but he's going to put his arm around them. He's going to talk with the boys and be that granddad. And then we added another coach to the staff that was here from middle school, and his name is Jason Cheatham. Jason Cheatham, he's ex-military, and he's come in. He helped out with our middle school, and then he came in this year, and I allowed him to coach receivers, and he's done a great job. He's new to high school coaching. He's been mainly in the middle school level, and but he's done a great job. And then the guy that really is helping me the absolute most is Jake Clemens. Jake Clemens, I've coached quarterbacks my whole, pretty much whole coaching career, and I played quarterback, and so I really like coaching the quarterbacks. And this has been last 2 years. I just had Jake coaching the quarterbacks, and it was kind of hard to do, but Jake has done a great job. He is not a yeller. He doesn't yell at all. Rarely raises his voice, but when he speaks, they listen. And he's a good motivator, and he knows a lot about offensive football, and then been playing at a high level, playing at Georgia Southern, and he was a former quarterback himself in high school. But all those guys, I feel like we've had the staff that just comes together. You need the mix of different personalities, and you need some good cops, bad cops, etc. That can get the job done. But yeah, I mean, we have a good program, but it's because of those assistant coaches that I have for sure.
And you're watching Wednesday Night Live, the midweek update of the Karl DeMAsi Sports Report, the Coach and AD, every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We're on the internet, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, you name it, we're on it. We don't have as many followers as Coach Woodward does on his fishing channel. Remember, YouTube, go to Coach Woodward and like that channel. You're going to find a lot of tips about fishing and hunting. I mean, I don't know how he finds time to coach football, but he does. So, all right. You're coming into the media schedule. You bounce back from a big loss with 2 big wins. You got First Presbyterian this week. I know you're not looking into your region schedule, but anytime you got Calvary and Country Day coming down the road at Aquinas, your region schedule is going to be make or break where you guys wind up, right?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really mentioned anything past First Presbyterian, but once we get past First Presbyterian, you have the bye week, and just like Calvary, just like Country Day, just like Aquinas. I mean, every game's a region championship, so to speak. Every single game, and you just got to come with your A game because every team's going to be well coached. Calvary's got great coaches, Country Day's got great coaches, Aquinas as well, and it's just going to be coming down to who who makes the most mistakes or who doesn't make any mistakes is going to end up winning the game. So it's you want to look ahead a little bit just because with the big rivalry you have with Calvary and big rivalries you have with Country Day, and but no, we're taking it week by week. And First Presbyterian, I tell you, they're a very impressive team, and Calvary beat them pretty good. But I tell you what, Calvary beat a dang good team because they're well coached by Coach Moore. That guy's got like 170 wins or 160 wins, something like that. So we can't really afford to look to Calvary or Country Day or Aquinas right now. We got our hands full going to Macon Friday night. So.
Well, Baker, talk a little bit about that. What do you see from FPD, things that that they do, and some things that you think you guys can do well come Friday night?
Well, it starts. I think you're always in a game if you got a good quarterback, and they got a senior quarterback, and he can spin the ball, and he's really good. And they got a receiver, number 1. I'm not sure his name, but he's a good player. I mean, he's their best player offensively and defensively. And then they got a running back, and I don't know, he didn't seem to play against Calvary for some reason. He was number 24. But he played in the other games, and he's a very talented, very fast, excellent vision guy. And, so we're worried about, keeping that quarterback in the pocket and, not letting him escape like we've done in the past. And then we're also worried about 24 getting loose and number 1 beating us over the top. But, offensively, we've just got to block a 30 stack, which I think is, I think it should be outlawed by high school. Shouldn't be allowed to run some kind of karate chop defense like that, but they run it and they do a good job of it. People like Athens Academy, Eagles Landing, they run the 30 stack, and you don't know where they're coming from. And they got a 2-way go all the time. So they can get us in some negative plays with that type defense. But, we've got our plan that we always have against it, and hopefully it works out. But it's going to take a big night from Spencer Robichaux, Eli Brown, George Futch, Carter Allen, Jaden Hester, and Jordan Hoffman. And the guys up front, like Justin McGinnis and Garrett Perry, James Stevens, Jackson Mercer, Jep Hudspeth, 2 of my sophomores, those last 2 guys, Cole Burnson, another sophomore. Those guys up front are going to have their hands full blocking this 30 stack, and it's going to come down the line of scrimmage. But if we don't turn the ball over and we play our best game, I like our chances.
And I got one more question for you. we had that internet show, the Coaches Roundtable, way back in when everybody said they're going to start off and start practicing football. Did you think you would get this many weeks in so far, Coach?
No, I mean, that was the thing at the beginning. I think we all talked about it, that, every week, and it's such a kind of a great thing to say each week, and I need to revisit that maybe in the pregame speech this week. But you're not guaranteed the next day. You're not guaranteed the next game, and I think so many times as coaches, so many times as players, especially because they're young and is we take that for granted. We take that for granted. We take the next day for granted. We take our health for granted so much. But that's the thing. No, I'm pleasantly surprised that we've run off 6 games now, and that we're gonna Lord willing get to play our 7th game this week, and hopefully, Lord willing, we get all our region games in and get into the playoffs. And let's just keep it rolling, and then basketball gets out there, and then we have a baseball season, and we're back to normal. But maybe this is all to help us to have a new appreciation of the norm. Not be appreciating what's normal as opposed to taking it for granted. And that's what I'm trying to tell my seniors, man. Hey, this practice day stinks, but you get to practice. You don't have to. You get to. And some kids aren't getting it. I mean, I got 2 kids from Savannah Christian right now, that are playing at Savannah State, and other guys that are playing in college. They aren't getting that opportunity right now. And so don't take it for granted. We get to do this. We don't have to. So.
Hey, once again, man, we appreciate you. I know you're busy. Go enjoy your tacos. Go enjoy your family. I know it's precious time together as a football coach during the season to get it. And we'll catch up with you down the road. And best of luck Friday in making against FPD. We'll be cruising with you. We'll be playing Stratford. We'll be probably riding beside you on the bus down 16. Hopefully, both of us riding back with wins on Friday night.
Where are y'all eating at? Have y'all figured it out?
Ruby Tuesday. So Ruby Tuesday.
I mean, we'll be in the same parking lot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Hey, good luck against Stratford. We'll see.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks.
Yep. Hey, Baker, thanks for doing this, and good luck.
Appreciate it. See y'all later.
You got it. Baker Woodward, the head coach at Savannah Christian. He's also a Fishin and Huntin guy. You go to Coach Woodward on YouTube and check out his videos. Oh, he's only got about 165 people following him. So I think for a little fishing show, he's doing pretty good.
He's doing all right. Like I said, it's not so much how many is following you. It's like how many hits you get on your videos. And so, like, if you watch his video, he gets a lot of hits on it. Like you said, he got 1,300 views from his bow hunting one, which was nothing but him sitting there watching deer eating corn. So listen, people will watch. People that are hunting, fishing people, they will watch and watch and watch. So once again, he's done a great job with Savannah Christian. He's doing a great job with those young men, and he's definitely passionate. He's built a great staff around him. And listen, man, I think he's going to do very well for a very long time. Yeah,
he sure is. Baker Woodward, head coach at Savannah Christian, came in 3 years ago, doing a heck of a job. And before he was a Savannah Christian head coach, he worked at BC, but he's born and raised at the corner of 63rd and Paulson. Don't forget that. I still, it's hard to picture him as a Savannah Christian head coach because I got to watch him play quarterback at Calvary Day School.
Yeah, I know. It's just like we all trade coaches, it seems like. Him and Jake, Jake's wife graduated from Savannah Christian, so that's kind of why Jake's over there as well. So, it's just a small, Savannah's a big, small town, and, that's kind of how it goes. How you watching the Braves? Are they down 15-0 now, or what's the football score?
The top of the third, it's 13-0. We got one out, runners on second and third for the Dodgers. So that's what's going on over there. All right, let's quickly get into this. Volleyball, softball, cross country. Cross country's got about another week to go before they get into the States. But volleyball heading into the area. Savannah Christian is number 1 in your area. You guys got a big game tomorrow night, I hear.
Yeah, playing St. Vincent's at home at 5:30, and so that will determine who the 2 seed will be out of our region, and which is big because the 1s and 2s get to host. They deal away with the pod stuff that they've done in the past, so hey, if you're a 2, you get to host, at least host a first round playoff game. We kind of like the bracket. If you're a 2, it's not a bad bracket to be in. You get to host and go on the road, not too far down. So big match tomorrow night in Tippett Gym, 5:30 versus St. Vincent's. And like I said, man, it's fast approaching. I'm waiting. I can't scroll down to look at my text. I'm waiting on a softball score to see if we won or lost or not. To if we qualify for state. If we lost, we're done. Season's over. If we won, then we qualify for state, and they get to play another week. So we'll see. But softball's rounding up. You said Effingham and South Effingham was playing tonight.
I don't know if it's the semifinals or finals today. I don't know which one's going on right now. All right. Going to give you the update right now. Heartbreaker, buddy. You lost 7-6 to Deerfield Windsor.
Oh, my goodness.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. I was going to find it out in a second anyhow. So that's tough for those kids and those girls. And, well, we'll go ahead and tell the seniors appreciate them. And that's a tough one, man. They've been battling all year they've been close so many times, and we're just hoping they can pull it out tonight and get that 6th seed and get in the state. So
another update. Like, I don't know if it was the semifinals or the finals, but South Effingham did it again. They beat the Rebels. They beat Effingham County in that rivalry region game, playoff game, area region playoff game. They beat them 5-1. So
wow.
New coach, a lot of wins up there for the Rebels, so that's pretty impressive. We got 2 firsts coming out of Chatham County Public Schools. First of all, congratulations goes out to Beach High School for first time ever in that long school history. I mean, that place has been around forever. The first time their softball team will be making it to the Georgia High School State Association playoffs.
Wow, congratulations. And your Sharks won the region, didn't they?
The Islands High School Sharks. The school opened up in 2010. They started with softball right away. First time the Islands High School Lady Sharks softball program has won the region. So they won the region. They'll host the playoff game on Monday. Who else made it? Jenkins finished number 2. New Hampstead finished number 3. So, Beach and Johnson didn't make it. Beach and Windsor Forest made the playoffs out of that region 3A. So, Richmond Hill, I'm not sure. They got knocked out yesterday by South Effingham, so I don't know how that works out. But there's so many brackets going on, so many teams playing. We'll get it to you, and so many teams ranked in the state. But Chad, Savannah Christian volleyball, 26 matches in a row. That's a third.
Yeah, they're rolling. They're rolling right now, and they're gonna be tough to deal with in the state. When they get up there, and anybody from Atlanta's gonna have their hands full. It's just what it is. Those girls just seems to be their year. It just seems to be Julie's got the right mix of girls, talent, personality. She said it on her show, several Saturdays ago that she just really loved this team because these girls love playing with each other and they love playing for each other. And she said, hey, it might not always be the most talented team, but they might be the best TEAM that she's had.
All right, Chad, here's another update. You called it before. I even gave you a score before, but now it's at 15-0. Dodgers in the top of the third with 2 outs. So
I tell you, man, it is like I don't know what it is about the Braves and setting those records. Last year with St. Louis, and this year it's like, golly. But hopefully the Dodgers get all out of their system today and they use up all their runs. And you started to see the bats come alive last night. We're able to sniff out a win there, 8-7. But holy cow, today has just not been the Bravos' day.
No, it hasn't.
It's just one game is the thing. It's just one game.
That's all it is.
And that's what it is about baseball. It makes that game so special. It's, best of 7. It's just one, and Braves still have a 2-1 lead.
All right, we got a lot of football going on tomorrow night. Chatham County Public Schools got a bunch of games going on. Thursday night football, we got Savannah High at Johnson. That's going to be at Islands at 5:30. We got Savannah High at Johnson, 5:30 at Islands Stadium, not at Islands. Okay, Windsor Forest is playing Jenkins. That's going to be a heck of a game at Memorial Stadium at 7 o'clock. And let's see, we got Memorial Islands, and we got one more. Beach will be taking on Johnson, and that's got to be – Islands is taking on Groves at Garden City Stadium. And I can't remember where Beach is taking on Johnson because Beach and Johnson are going at it, but I don't know where that's being played. So I'll look that up. In the 6A, we got Bradwell taking on Glenn. We got Statesboro at Richmond Hill. We got Brunswick at South Effingham. Benedictine going out to Appling County to take on Rick Tomlin. Bring the pain.
That's right.
They're off to a 4-0, 5-0 start. So BC had this their 6th road game. So I got to give Danny Britt a lot of credit for putting those guys on the road and playing that.
Yeah, I mean, he was going to lose 3 games out of his season, and he just jumped on and said, "Hey, we're going to play football and play." And you give BC kids a lot of credit, man. 6 games in a row on the road is tough on anybody at any level whatsoever. And BC, I think, is handling it about as good as you could.
I mean, that's some schedule right there. So let me check tomorrow night. Let me get this straight. Okay, so I got to be corrected. Beach is going to play New Hampstead at Pula Stadium at 7 o'clock. Islands goes to Groves to take on Garden City at 7 o'clock. Savannah High takes on Johnson 5:30 at Island Stadium. And Windsor Forest takes on Jenkins at Memorial Stadium. So that's tomorrow night. Friday night schedule. I got it to BC traveling to Appling County. Bryan County goes to Claxton. Calvary goes to Stratford. These are Friday nights. Savannah Christian goes to First Presbyterian. Deerfield Windsor comes in to take on Savannah Country Day. In Giza, Robert Toombs comes to Wilmington Island to play St. Andrews. Memorial Day School heads out to Bullock Academy in Statesboro. And over at Memorial Stadium tomorrow night, Greenwood Christian is at Bethesda. I got to send a big shout out to one of my former coaches. He was named the head coach at Beach High School this year, Corey Phillips. Last Thursday night, he had a stroke on the sideline. So he's still in the hospital. Corey Phillips, great guy, only 48 years old, on the sideline coaching the Bulldogs, and he had a stroke. So God bless, and hopefully everything will be all right with him. If you go to GoFundMe, they're running a GoFundMe page to help with the medical cost. Another coach, a stroke, Chad, just like Becca Spears over at Coach's Corner. You
saw I think it was a middle school coach last week for Richmond Hill coming out of the parking lot. It's just, you just never know, man. Life is so precious. Every day is so precious, and just be grateful we have it. And when you get up in the morning and make the most out of that 24 hours. So, all right, don't forget, we are not the only show from the center of the sports universe. I'm getting it right? You got it, man. Okay, we're all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network today or tonight at 5 o'clock. They did the show a little earlier so they could watch the Braves play football. Okay, Rubbin and Grubbin, Dan Foles, Brandon Baines, and, of course, our producer, or everybody's producer, Lawrence Bennett. So they got off early to go watch the Braves game. So they're on Wednesday night, every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 usually. Don't forget, we follow them from 7 to about 7:45. We come back on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. And then, of course, we added a third show. We added a podcast with Travis Jordan and Spencer Maddox. Yep. Hot Grits Now podcast. So Hot Grits podcast. So make sure you check it out. Saturday morning, we're going to be talking first to the wild man, the baseball fanatic, Kyle Lawson, about the Braves and baseball, and the voice of the Savannah Clovers, which play next Saturday night at home at Memorial Stadium. Nice, man. Yeah, Cal Lawson's always fun to talk to. I love when you throw all this trivia at him, and he gets pretty much everything right. So, we'll get him. We got some other big guests coming on as well, Karl. All right, our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week from Islands High School. This young man, 2 weeks in a row at quarterback, has been the catalyst for that Sharks offense. Senior Jaden Adams, he just picked up this week's quarterback club player of the week. So I'm looking forward to talking to that young man. I watched him grow. I got to coach him when he was a freshman in basketball, but he's grown to be an example for all those young men over at Islands High School. So Jaden Adams. Then, of course, we're going to get him on. He promised me he'll be here. We'll have head coach from Benedictine, Danny Britt. After those 6 long weeks of making road trips, we'll have Coach Britt on about 9:45. So that's our lineup for Saturday morning. I tried to set up an interview with Zach Quinney, and this is very, very, it's not heard of much, Chad. Zach Quinney was named co-offensive most valuable player from Georgia Tech's game last week against Louisville in their 46-27 win
over the Cardinals. So pretty impressive that an offensive lineman, 3-year starter at offensive tackle, is a co-player of the week up there for Georgia Tech.
I get some love for the guys on the line, man. It's all these skilled guys always get the headlines in the pub, and great seeing Zach do so well. He was such a great player in high school, and there's a lot of kids from Savannah up there doing great things, man, at Tech. So I'm glad they got that pipeline down here in Savannah. Hey,
don't forget we got Daquan Dowse. He had 4 tackles last week there, buddy.
Yeah, made his first start for Georgia Tech, so that was awesome. You got Nate Moon as well, and another Stewart up there at Georgia Tech.
Gavin is his name?
Yeah, kicking a little bit.
Yeah, he earned himself the spotter as the field goal extra point, and he does kickoffs too, so pretty impressed with that. Hey, we can't forget about North Carolina State. You have, Jakeem Harris, defensive back. He led them last week with tackles. You had Ryan McMahon. No, Ryan, am I getting it right? Or is that
Dylan
McMahon? Dylan McMahon. He started on the offensive line along with Tyrone Raleigh out of Calvary Day School. So we got so many kids all over the place. We got kids at Georgia Southern. We got kids at Georgia. You name it. We got them all over the place. And it's fun watching college football when it has that Savannah flavor.
It does, man. It's everywhere. From you pick a conference, whether it's Big 12, SEC, ACC, kids just all over the place playing in the Sun Belt, doing great things, man. So, hey, great job tonight. Great show.
West Virginia.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. West Virginia.
Sam Brown,
Marshall,
Sam James, and Winston Wright, and then Marshall,
man.
Jeremy Smith. I mean, and then don't forget the Citadel. I think he
Javante, man. Javante Middleton, our guy.
The starting position, Javante Middleton.
Yeah, I was here to see there. I want to have him on if we can. Talk about the 4-game schedule that they had.
Right.
How that worked out, and just a little bit weird situation. But I know playing 4 games in Hills Hills is better than playing no games at all. So
the University of Massachusetts coming into playing Georgia Southern, and that's the only game they're playing this year.
Wow. Yeah, and I think Campbell was only playing 4 games as well.
Yep.
So college football tonight, the Chanticleers, national TV on ESPN tonight, playing Louisiana, who's ranked. So that'll be a good one. Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns. I'm not giving up on the Braves yet. I'm not changing the channel yet, even though I should flip over to watch some football. But anyway, Chad, I'll see you tomorrow night. I'm going to stop by. I want to check out the game before I head over to the Islands High School game in Garden City. So once again, Cavaliers, St. Vincent's, the Saints against the Cavaliers is going to be a good one. Get there early because they packed the house over there at Calvary Day School. Yeah, it'll be packed tomorrow night. Student section will be rocking and be a great atmosphere for some high school volleyball. All right. I know you're waiting for Hayes to get off that lacrosse field, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And once again, Saturday morning, it's the Coach and AD. Don't forget, we're live inside. Yes, Center Sports Universe at Coach's Corner. Also, hey, go get some breakfast. Get some breakfast. Tomorrow morning, Friday morning, go get some breakfast. Coach's Corner, 6 to 10:30 with the crew from Larry's there every morning. Well, I was hoping John's got a dream of doing it Saturday and Sunday. I hope so because I'd love to be there for breakfast. Oh, gosh, yes, man. Some cut your ham biscuits would be fantastic. All right. I'll talk to you later. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And once again, the Coach and AD would like to thank our sponsor for making this show possible every Wednesday night, every Saturday morning. That's, of course, Coach's Corner. We're part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network, which is the center of the sports universe. Remember, there's Rubbin and Grubbin Wednesday nights, NASCAR show at 6 o'clock. We come on at 7, come back at 9. Don't forget, we have a podcast show now, Hot Grit Podcast with Travis Jordan and Spencer Maddock. You got to love it. So we're growing that sports network. So remember, every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live. It's the Coach and AD with the Wednesday night live update. Well, this is the Coach. And for the AD, Chad Griffin, enjoy the rest of your week. Hopefully it's been your best week ever. And remember, whatever you may be doing until Saturday, may you always hit it out of the park. We'll be back Saturday morning, the Coach and AD, live from the center of the sports universe, Coach's Corner. God bless. Wash your hands. When you're around people, wear your mask, and make sure you're 6 feet away. Talk to you later. I'm out of here. Hey, remember, Braves for Becca. It's the Bears Saturday morning.
And Corey Phillips, God bless. I hope you rebound pretty quick from that stroke. Beach High School head football coach.